going YouTube? My name is Blake Yarbrough and welcome back. Today we're talking about a new Nike sneaker from Tom Sachs and the Nike Craft team. If you've been following me for a while, then you know how much I love this sneaker right here, the Tom Sachs Mars Yard 2.0. But today we're going to be talking about the new sneaker, the new one from Tom Sachs and Nike, the general purpose shoe. Now this sneaker just released last month in June on Tom Sachs website directly. We haven't seen a Nike release, but apparently they're going to be restocking in August according to Tom Sachs himself. So this is a sneaker that is reselling right now around $300 to $500 depending on the size, and size is what I want to talk about first. I'm going to give you guys some overlay shots, but these do fit a little bit differently than other sneakers you may be accustomed to, and so that's why I've got two pairs here on the table. I've got a 10.5 in my hand right here. I've also got an 11 in this box right here. That's one of the major topics I've seen when discussing this sneaker is how do they fit, and so I want to make sure I let you guys know how they fit in my opinion. Of course your feet may be a little bit different, but I'll give you my opinion on how they fit. As always guys, I like to give back to you and make sure you understand how much I appreciate the love and support that you guys give me. So for July's sneaker giveaway, all you have to do is like this video, subscribe to my channel down below, and then give me a follow over on Instagram. The link is down in the description. Of course, I'm going to put a poll up and let you guys pick from 3 different sneakers that you would like to be given away. I'll let that run for maybe a week or two, but guys, thank you so much for always supporting me. All you have to do for the giveaway is like this video, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. Super simple. This sneaker right here, I got an 11 originally. That's my size. These Mars Yards right here are size 11, and so I went ahead and bought an 11. I assumed that I would be an 11, and honestly, a size 11 is a little bit big on me. I'm going to put some overlay shots up so you can see, but a size 11 is just a little bit loose around the ankle and the heel. As you can see, this sneaker right here has got a pretty thin upper around the ankle collar. It does have some padding to cup your heel, but overall it is a thinner upper, and so I think that just gives you more room for your foot. And so an 11 for me fit a little bit loose, a little bit more loose than I would like, so I went down a half size to a 10.5. Now if you like your sneakers with a little bit more room in the toes, a little bit more room around your ankle, then probably true to size is actually the right fit. But certainly I would say go true to size, or if you like a snugger fit, then go down a half size. That's my sizing recommendation on this sneaker right here. Hey guys, I wanted to pop in and explain the sizing on these. I know I showed you how they look on my feet. This is a 10.5, this is an 11. The main thing is that the looseness of the ankle collar on the 11 was just a little bit too much for me. I like my shoes to be like snug, and I like to lace them a little bit more loose. I don't really crank down on the laces, and so if I went with an 11, I would just have a lot of heel slippage in this area because this is just it's a very soft and comfortable material, but it is a little bit more loose fitting around the ankle. So typically I would wear a size 11, let's say in Jordan 1s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 11s, and in Nike running, I'm sometimes an 11, but I'm also an 11.5 when it comes to Nike running or sportswear sneakers. So I went with an 11 to start with, and they fit a little bit too loose for me. It's not that I couldn't wear these, but just a little bit too loose. And so that's why I went down a half size to a 10.5. Hopefully that information helps. If you have any questions, drop a comment down in the comment section. I'll try to reply to everybody. Now let's hop back into the video. Let's talk about the outsole. You've got this waffle outsole, which looks really cool. You've seen Nike do this on a lot of like retro inspired sneakers recently, and it seems like this sneaker draws a lot of inspiration from the Nike Kill Shot. But on the outsole, you've got this waffle outsole with the Nike Craft branding there on the heel. heel. And then I think what's interesting is here on the center of the foot, you've got a US patent number, which is 3,793,750. I looked up that patent and it's actually for the outsole. So basically that patent was awarded to Nike and William Bowerman back in 1974, and it was for a football shoe. So this was created for a football type shoe with a nylon upper. So instead of going with the traditional leather upper on a sneaker, they created a nylon upper. And then you had this waffle outsole, which which was meant to help in changing directions when you're on the field. So that is pretty neat. I think that's a cool little detail if you guys were wondering what that was about. Then the midsole, you've got a 3-piece cupped midsole. You've got a rubber outsole, a soft gum rubber midsole, and then you've got an EVA foam core. So that should give it a lot more cushion under the foot. I will be doing a wear test on these guys, and I'll give more information at the end of the video about that. But I'm excited to see how these compare, because I think the weight of the sneaker feels a lot heavier when compared to the Marjard. This is a pretty dense midsole. Feels very, very sturdy. It's nice and solid, whereas this is a polyurethane midsole. It's a lot softer and a lot lighter as well. So I'm curious to see how these wear. I'm going to actually start wearing them today. So what's up, guys? We're headed into the game, probably under my first 100 steps in the shoes so far. They honestly feel pretty good. They are a little bit heavy. That midsole does feel a little bit heavy compared to the Marjard or maybe another similar sneaker, but we're headed into the game. We're gonna meet up with Harrison, and then once I get back home tonight, I will update you on the first day of wearing. This is one that I'm very excited to create a lot of content for you guys surrounding this sneaker. The Tom Sachs program with Nike Craft is just one that I've fallen in love with over time. It started back in 2012, and so I'm super excited to wear test these guys. He's only dropped 3 sneakers, 2012, the original Marjard, 2017, the 2.0, and now in 2022, you've got the GPS or the general purpose shoe. I think we should go ahead and take a look at the packaging real quick as well. You've got just an orange Nike box with the Nike Craft in Tom Sachs handwriting there on the box lid. You've got Tom Sachs signature here with general purpose shoe on the front. Same thing on this side, same thing on the back. And then on the bottom, I think this is pretty cool. Own less, do more. That is the mantra surrounding this sneaker, is that the sneaker, whereas people like us, we like sneakers to be like a staple in your outfit or in your wardrobe, and this sneaker right here is meant to be a tool. It's not supposed to stand out. It's supposed to just be something that you put on to do a task, to do a job, and it helps you get that job done. So I think that's a really interesting concept to people like us, the so-called sneakerhead community. This is not supposed to be a sneaker that draws a lot of attention or anything like that. That's why supposedly Tom Sachs says that it's perennial and that he's going to drop it over and over and over again. And so hopefully everybody will get access to this sneaker at some point, much like Kanye did with Yeezys. I feel like Yeezys are very accessible now. It did take some time, but they are accessible. So we shall see what the fate of the general purpose shoe will be. But the upper, I think, has got some really nice materials as well. Around the toe cap, you've got this gray suede. And what's interesting about this is if you feel towards the tip of the toe, it's not a steel toe or anything like that, but there's definitely some reinforcement here in the toe cap. It's a lot more stiff than it is out here on the side. So I think that's something interesting, probably helps with the durability. Then you've got a woven upper, which is tightly woven. Supposedly it will let your feet breathe, but it's also somewhat rain repellent. And then you've got this hyperfuse overlay around the toe box. That's definitely going to help with the wear and tear on the toe box just over time. Moving up the sneaker, around the eye stays here, you've got that same gray suede material with the classic punched out eyelets, and then you've got these flat like nylon gray laces. I think that looks nice. I prefer flat or oval laces, so hopefully these stay tied really well. I like to double knot my sneakers sometimes if it is like a ribbon style lace, like what used to come on the Flyknit racers. Those never stay tied, so hopefully we'll see with these flatter laces. They're not too silky, so we'll see if they do stay tied. I'll definitely make note of that in the wear test video. You've got a white like painted over Nike swoosh right here, and I think because it's just like painted on or overlaid on top of the mesh, it gives a nice sleek look. It's not too pronounced, it just like blends in really nicely on the side of the sneaker. That same gray suede runs all the way along the midsole to the heel counter, and then back here on the heel you've got the Nike and Tom Sachs handwriting right there debossed on the heel. Then we've got the pop of color. You've got this royal blue. Let me see if they put it on here. They don't. It's just light cream, white, and light bone. So you've got these royal blue. It's a very bright and vibrant blue heel tab, as well as on the tongue. Now this has been stitched in, which will keep it nice and snug. And then you've got just like a vintage looking Nike tab there on the tongue. True to other Tom Sachs models, you've got the Tom Sachs text and signature on the back of the heel. And I think what's interesting on this one is that they actually tied in a little lace loop onto the top of the tongue. So this pull tab actually goes through this label right here and is actually like the little lace loop right there on the tongue. So that's an interesting design aspect that I haven't really seen on many sneakers. Usually it would be a little bit further down the tongue, so this one's actually kind of near the top, and the tongue is very, very thin. It's got little pockets of foam or mesh. So it does have a little bit of padding, but not too much. It's basically just a thin mesh tongue. And I think, again, that's what changed the fit of this sneaker to be a little bit more roomy, is the upper is pretty thin. The materials seem nice. I definitely like the materials, but it's not too padded. It's not too thick. It's a pretty simple sneaker. And that was the whole concept, is that this was supposed to be the most simplistic sneaker that they've ever designed. And while I don't know that I agree with that, I do really like this sneaker a lot. On the inside, you've got a blue insole Nike Craft there on the heel. Just a very interesting sneaker for Tom Sachs to come out with. He did the WearTest program with the Marjar 2.5. I tried super hard to get into that and unfortunately wasn't selected. So I'm going to be doing my own WearTest on these babies right here. Super excited. I'll go ahead and give you the details. Starting today, I'm going to be wearing this pair. You'll see some updates if you follow me on Instagram. So if you already follow me on Instagram, I'll be posting and things like that. So I'll go ahead and give you the details of the wear test that I have planned for this sneaker. Instead of doing just like a 30-day wear test, which I do plan on doing, I'm actually going to do a 365-day wear test on this sneaker right here. I'm going to wear them every single day, at least for a portion of the day. I'm sure there'll be some circumstances where I can't wear them the entirety of the day, but I will be wearing this sneaker for 365 days. I'll be dropping monthly updates for you guys, so I'm super excited. Hopefully you like that concept. I think it's going to be a lot of fun because typically I don't wear a sneaker to death like that. I rotate my sneakers, so it will be cool to see this sneaker age. So this will be the first and the last time that you see this pair brand new. And with that, that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. I appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like down below, subscribe if you haven't already, give me a follow over on Instagram to enter for the sneaker giveaway for July. And with that, we're on to the next sneaker.